5, and we had one of those questions on coffee shop chat talking about corporate culture, and then you brought up the fact that to you that's a negative. I don't look at corporate culture as I wonder if it's the name corporate that a lot of people think it as negative. I never look at corporate as negative. I actually to me corporate culture is the value, the behavior of the company, of the way they react is all to do with corporate culture. If I look at my company, right, and an employee comes in, if that employee is disrespectful to the clients, that's a negative culture. Now, that's on me because I haven't trained properly or I haven't hired properly. And some companies just don't care. You look at, I came from trades. There was no training on how to treat. It's just, we learn and we try to learn from our superiors, and if our superiors are doing the same thing, then we're doing the same thing. And then you got companies like today, especially in Silicon Valley with Google and Facebook and all these other companies. Sure, they all have problems, but they have a really good culture in there, and I think it's one of the top ones. And Hilton's another one. Hilton's culture is supposed to be awesome in hospitality. No, not Hilton, Hyatt.
Yeah.
The Hyatt, right? They're the culture. I think it comes down to all of it: the training, how they treat their staff, benefit. I think it just does everything to do with it.
I guess the counter argument then might be is that it stifles individuality, or it stifles creative freedom. But I mean, it's kind of apples and oranges, because you have like say for the Hyatt, for example, you have to maintain like a kind of a uniform appearance. You know, it's not like a creative business, so it's not like, you know.
Then you go to Google.
Yeah.
Then you go to Google. You don't have that.
Yeah.
Right? Be friendly, be happy, serve others, wherever theirs are. There's no, I don't think they have a dress code, but they have.
Google?
Yeah, you have to have pants on, I'm guessing, right?
You might not even have to.
I think you do there. But besides that, in a company, you somewhat need some type of culture, or else, especially when it comes out to dealing with, not even dealing with customers, but dealing with others within that firm, within the organization. What's the point of yelling back and forth at each other when you guys can just sit and talk and figure it out? Right? The greater good. What is the greater good? Right? That's what it comes down to. I am a big believer in corporate culture, and if somebody doesn't have it, and I think a lot of companies don't have it.
But what does corporate culture mean to you?
The behavior of the company,
okay. The
value that's given, right? The education that they get, how the business jives internally, right? Because if you treat everyone well inside the business, they will take that outside to your customers and treat them the same way. Now, if somebody's swearing, they're pissed off, they're mad, figure it out. As an owner, that's my position. Or as a department head, depending on the size of the company, that's their position. I'm not there to manage the business, we're also there to manage the people. So sometimes they're clients, and other times, and more often than not, they're actually internal.
So the like you look at companies like, for example, Google, Facebook, they're new companies relatively compared to you go back about corporate culture. I mean, I think the negative connotation about corporate culture came from, cubicles and low light, everyone's separated, it's 9 to 5, right? I think companies like Google are changing that. Do you think that ultimately that's going to be the way that things go?
I think it has already. I think more companies like. Here's the thing: you can't keep staff if you treat them like that in today's world. They're gonna just back up and go somewhere else. And we've been seeing in this city, you know, they're gonna go to this company or they're gonna go to that one because of the culture is so much better. Hence, why do all these companies now at 4 or 5 o'clock they open up their taps? Right, their beer and wine taps.
Yeah.
Right, they have outings that they go to. They have team building sessions. They go to games together. This is all part of corporate culture. I don't see it, and I think it's more of a budget issue and more of the public outcry is I don't think there's going to be corporate culture in government positions. I don't think fire department's going to do this, right? They'll sure do it with their own money, right? But doing with the
You don't think that'll ever change?
where the public's going to give the money? No.
No, like, I mean, we all know how government works, or government office, let's say.
No.
You think they're immune to the change of this new wave of looking at how people work?
I don't see it. I don't see it. Now, would they bring their own? And, you know, honestly, government employees have been doing this for a long time. Christmas time comes along. You know, most companies will take them out to a restaurant or have big parties and all that stuff. These guys will have, like, they all make something, bring it to work, and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Now, within that team, is that culture? Yeah, that is.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now, would they use taxpayers' dollar to do all this stuff?
Don't know.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do, but it's kept quiet. But public finds out. That's not a. It won't be a good thing.
What kind of culture would you like to foster? I mean, down the road. I mean, obviously, we have a culture with us here now.
We have a great culture.
Not too many cooks in the kitchen right now. But I mean,
It'll be the same.
yeah,
It'll be the same.
yeah.
That's just the person I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm a happy person. Have you seen me mad yet here?
Maybe once. But that's because.
That was something going on with.
So maybe your food order was wrong or something.
My food order.
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, because I don't really get mad.
Yeah. Have you seen me mad? Now that's the question.
Have you seen Billy mad? Yeah. Frustrated, not mad.
Yeah.
But like we're all gonna go through frustrations, right? But is that coming out towards somebody else, or is that coming out towards a client? No.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Right, and that's the way it is, and this is why HR is very important in a lot of companies. You know, does that HR understand the corporate culture? Do the division heads understand the corporate culture? Does the chief executive officer, COO, operating officer understand it? Like, everyone needs to understand that. McDonald's has a great culture.
Mm.
Right, and this is an old school business, right? These guys been around since what, 50s, I think, or 60s? They got a culture, and I work there.
Yeah.
Because I know, because going through that stuff, always smile, always be happy. That's a culture. Because they're there, it's the funnest place in the world, Disneyland, then McDonald's when they were younger.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think though? I mean, it's service industry. I get it. Like you got to always be happy.
No, not all of them. You go to a Michelin star, 5-star restaurant, man. Talk about the worst service in a lot of these places.
Mm.
Most uptight, you know, stuck up. I don't agree with that.
I think it's different though because it's service. You know, we're talking about hospitality versus say a media company. You know, I mean, you can't. I guess you always have to have some.
Regardless what company, man, you need to have it. Regardless what company, because human beings are human beings. They all want to be treated equally. They want to be treated fairly. They want fun. Nothing happens when you go to work and you're there all day long doing the same old crap without anyone talking to you or any excitement. The more excitement you bring in, the happier they get. In school, my best days at school were, you know, this is we got an hour class, and for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we're just gonna go outside and run. You just release all that, come back in, and you go hit it up again. You look at most offices, the only time they have fun is, that 15-minute break, and then the clock's going down, and then the bosses are coming out and they're yelling, okay, time's over, the thing's over, the big bell goes off, and get back to work. Everyone's running back. Same thing in lunchtime. Leave the office open. It doesn't need to be 9 to 5. The thing's open 24 hours. You come in, finish. If you want to take 2 hours for the lunch, take your 2 hours. Make sure stuff is done. Make sure you're not, ruining a meeting or something like that. And have fun. Come back. Stay another hour. Stay another 2 hours. Take off early. Whatever. And I think that's what the world is getting to today, especially with mobile devices, and all those things are much easier today than ever before. But there's a lot of companies that haven't grasped that yet. And
do you think that they'll fall behind ultimately?
I think falling behind in business is you're losing business. You're going to be gone.
Yeah. Right.
And another fast way of losing business is when you can't hire good people, because the culture's bad, and they're going to the competitors where the culture is better, and they can grow better. And guess what? If they're on the sales side or whatever side they are, they're just gonna carry on, and people are gonna follow.
Do you think people are more likely to honor their work and get the work done on time in a open and free environment
100%.
than if that you have to get a deadline done by this and it's forced to do this and you got to sit there and do it and blah, blah, blah.
Open.
Why do you think that is? And I'm curious to, it's like why are people more apt to respond to that?
Because sometimes it's based on your own time.
Yeah.
When somebody tells me I can't do something, or it needs to be done this way, I'm in the defense, right?
You almost rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus, okay, this is the whole thing here. We got deadlines. We need to meet these deadlines, but it doesn't mean you have to structure it this way. Just have it done by that time, and I'm not going to question you. And usually at that stage, people will do it well in advance.
Yeah.
All right. And then once employees, they realize that the company's here to take care of me, they're here to help, to guide whatever I need they can do, they become loyal, extremely loyal then, right? It's like dictatorship. Nobody likes that, and a lot of companies are built that way. I'm the boss, I'm sitting on the top. The doors are closed. Nobody can answer. Nobody questions me. It's the way it's done. If you don't like it, pack up and leave. Oh, soon they're gonna all pack up and leave, and they just go somewhere else. Go to the competitors where the culture is not like that. Doors wide open. Anyone can talk. I think as a business owner, your number one person you gotta deal with is your employees. By far, I think that's number one, and then. Not by far, but that's number one, and very close next to that is clients. But always people before clients, employees over clients.
Employees before clients.
Yeah, I think it was Branson that said, "You treat your employees well, they can teach your clients well."
Yeah. Pretty straightforward, eh? Yeah.
So straightforward, man. So straightforward.
Do you think the old school form of doing things or way of doing things, this corporate culture where it's, whatever it is, image first or nonsense like that, where does that stem from? Is that just the way things have evolved, I guess?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and times are changing, and people are evolving, and soon enough they're going to be retired out of business, and the next one starts, and then what happens in the next generation? They're going to come in like, oh, that's the old school way of doing it, this is the new way of doing it. So it just evolves. That's all, man. It just evolves. But to me, corporate culture is, in today's world, if the company's going to make it or not. Anything else?
No, it's all good.
Awesome. Anyways, guys, we're on podcast. We're a bunch of places, so...
Down in the scripts.
Sounds good. Alright, guys. Till next time. Live it up.